Where do data analysts keep their dad jokes? In a database. All right, let's run the video. My name is Nicole Janeway Bills, and I'm the founder and community organizer of Data Strategy Professionals. Today, we'll talk about the Certified Analytics Professional exam. The CAP is provided by an independent certification body called Informs. It serves as a verification of your technical expertise. The CAP tests your ability to assess complex problems, apply advanced analytics, and demonstrate business acumen. We'll start this conversation with a summary of the exam, continue to a discussion of the topics tested, and then talk about why you should be motivated to take the exam and how to prepare for it. Now, because this is a YouTube video, I'm contractually obligated to tell you to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, leave a comment, even something as pedestrian as, "Hey, this is really helpful content. I feel ready to take the CAP exam now," will help other data practitioners to find this video. Okay, let's jump in and get started with the summary. The Certified Analytics Professional exam is 100 questions long, and it lasts 3 hours. At the time of filming, it costs $495. That is after you pay $160 for Informs membership. And so here we have a table that lists the prices for Informs membership. For your standard data professional, the cost is $160. And if you happen to be a student, then the cost is $39. Now, if you're joining from a developing country, then the costs become $40 for a data professional and $10 for a student. So the total cost for a regular professional to take the CAP exam comes to $655. The passing score for each iteration of the CAP is computed separately, but it hovers around 70%. Because the CAP is so holistic and rigorous, it provides a trusted foundation for hiring and career advancement. You will need to master the following 7 domains in order to pass the CAP exam. So listed in order of importance, we have data, 23%, analytics problem framing, 17%, business problem framing, 14%, methodology, approach selection, 14%, model building, 16%, deployment, 10%, model lifecycle management, 6%. We'll do some practice questions for these 7 topics in a moment. First though, I thought we should discuss the motivations that you may have for taking the CAP exam. Aside from being able to say "skew you" to your critics, what are some reasons why you'd want to take the CAP? Well, like I mentioned in the intro, the CAP is holistic and rigorous. It provides an excellent career advancement opportunity for anyone in a data-related job. The test is administered by the Institute for Operations Research and the Management Sciences, aka Informs. As part of the process for signing up for the CAP, you will attain membership in Informs. Informs calls itself the largest professional association for decision and data sciences. It represents a global community of academic researchers, analysts, business leaders, and students. Membership in Informs is a good networking opportunity that also comes with other benefits, such as discounted access to conferences, events, and trade journals, and access to a career center featuring the latest jobs and internships related to data analytics and operations research. Did you know that data analysts never die? They just get broken down by age. If you understood that joke, you may be ready to take the CAP exam. Bad puns aside, Informs recommends reviewing their job task analysis framework before taking the exam. The JTA serves as a blueprint for the 7 topic areas we discussed previously. Exams are administered either online through the Criterion platform or at a computer-based testing center. In addition to the 100-question test, you will be asked to provide a professional reference who can verify that you have sufficient soft skills. Furthermore, you'll sign an oath of ethics.
Hey!
In terms of other things we recommend doing to study for the CAP exam, you should consider signing up for the CAP study group on Facebook. In the group, you can study alongside your peers. Every Monday, we do a practice question with the answer revealed on Friday. Also, consider joining the Data Strategy Professionals group on LinkedIn. There, we have thoughtful conversations, share data-related job opportunities, and post dank analytics memes. If you're interested in evaluating your knowledge before the test, we recommend the official practice questions on the CAP website, as well as the questions you can find in the back of the CAP study guide. For even more practice, we offer additional test prep questions at datastrategypros.com. I really can't emphasize enough how important I think doing practice questions will be for making sure you're ready to ace the test. We also offer a 65-day study plan to guide your preparation. Every day for 65 days, we will send you emails designed to make you a more effective data analyst. We have a separate video all about the CAP study plan that details what's included in this useful resource. Here's what one of our customers had to say about prepping for the CAP exam. I've been using the Data Strategy Pros practice exam over the past 2 weeks. I find it to be the best $18 I've ever spent. I found that my boss's boss can understand the language I've learned to describe my work. He's finally proved some of the things we want to try. Definitely recommend the practice questions as a basis for studying for the CAP, hoping the improved job performance will lead to dollar signs. In this section, I'm going to go through some sample questions for the CAP exam. To prepare for the CAP, you should review these 7 topic areas. First, data. Duh! This topic is 23% of the exam. It tests your ability to systematically apply statistical and/or logical techniques to describe, illustrate, condense, summarize, and evaluate data. Here's a sample question that would fall into this topic. A multiple linear regression was built to try to predict customer expenditures based on 200 independent variables, behavioral and demographic. 10,000 rows of data were fed into a stepwise regression, each row representing one customer. 1,000 customers were male and 9,000 customers were female. The final model had an adjusted R-squared of 0.27 and 7 independent variables. Increasing the number of rows of data to 100,000 and rerunning the stepwise regression would most likely, option A, have a negligible impact on the adjusted R-squared. Option B, increase the impact of the male customers. Option C, change the heteroskedasticity of the residuals in a favorable manner. Option D, decrease the number of independent variables in the final model. So the correct answer here is A. The increase in size of the data will not impact the adjusted R-squared because both samples are sufficiently large, randomly selected subsets of data. The next most important topic on the CAP exam is analytics problem framing. This topic tests your ability to translate a business problem into terms that can be addressed analytically via data and modeling. 17% of the exam will be composed of questions like this one. There are currently 100,000 unique customer records for use in building a predictive model. Which of the following strategies would reflect the best allocation of these 100,000 customer data points? Option A, use 70,000 randomly selected data points when building the model and hold the remaining 30,000 out as a test set. Option B, build the model using all 100,000 data points. Option C, randomly partition the data into 4 data sets of equal size, build 4 models, and take their average. Option D, use 10,000 randomly selected data points to build a model. And the correct answer here is option A. The 70-30 training split provides sufficient data to build the model and sufficient data to test the model. This is the best allocation of the customer data points. So a common rule of thumb here is to use about 2/3 of the data to build the model and then 1/3 to test it. After analytic problem framing, the topic that we cover next in the CAP study plan is business framing. If you do business problem framing properly, you're aligning the team through collaborative structuring. So here's a question on that topic. Which of the following is the most important information to obtain in an initial client meeting? Option A, timeline and implementation plan. Option B, analytical model. Option C, business issue and project goal. Option D, available budget. And the correct answer here is C. We want to develop our understanding of the business issue and project goal. This will give us a sound foundation on which to build the project. Next up, methodology approach selection, which represents 14% of the exam. For questions on this topic, you'll scrutinize approaches used by other researchers with similar aims and objectives. So here's a sample question about methodology approach selection. Which of the following techniques would you use to segment customers who shop at a retail store? Option A, Monte Carlo Markov chain and ANOVA. Option B, clustering, factor, and control charts. Option C, decision tree and recursive function analyses. Option D, clustering and decision tree. And the correct answer here is option C. Ensemble methods will improve predictive power. However, since they involve averaging many different decision trees, they will reduce the interpretability of the final results. The next topic is model building, which is 16% of the test. This topic refers to developing a probabilistic model that best describes the relationship between the dependent and independent variables. Here's a question on model building. The insurance industry commonly uses tree models to predict fraud. Given a database of several million claims records in which the rate of fraud is estimated at 10%, which of the following is true? Option A, due to the low claim rate, all the available data should be used to fit the model. B, this is an example of unsupervised learning. C, use of ensemble variations of classification and regression trees will probably improve predictive performance. Or D, use of ensemble variations of classification and regression trees will enhance the interpretability of the rules that the model produces. The correct answer is option D. The best way to do segmentation is clustering or decision trees. Now on to our second to last topic, deployment. In these questions, you'll be asked about putting machine learning models into production. Deployment makes prediction available to users so they can make data-driven business decisions. This topic is 10% of the content on the CAP, so here's a sample question. In predictive modeling, the purpose of a holdout sample is to A, fit the model more tightly to the data, B, control overfitting, C, reduce dimensionality, or D, allow secondary modeling of residuals. And the answer here is option B. The available dataset is typically split into training data and holdout data. And the holdout data is where the model is applied and assessed. This technique allows you to control for certain machine learning models that would otherwise overfit or memorize the underlying data. Finally, the last topic is model lifecycle management, which is 6% of exam content. After deployment, the data analyst, or maybe a data ops professional, is responsible for testing and updating models in production. It's important to do this without interrupting service to downstream applications. Here's a sample question. A data analyst is responsible for maintaining a simulation model that is used to determine the staffing levels required for a specific operational business process. Assuming that the operational team always uses the number of staff determined by the model, which of the following is the most important maintenance activity? Option A, ensure that all of the model input data items are available when needed. Option B, determine if there has been a change in the model accuracy over time. Option C, ensure that all users are reviewing the model results in a timely fashion. Option D, determine that the model's reports are understood by the users. In this instance, the correct answer is option B. If there's been a change in the model's accuracy over time, the analytics professional may need to revisit the underlying assumptions of the model. In conclusion, taking the CAP exam is an excellent way to grow your skills as a data analyst. I think it's really great that the exam emphasizes real-world application of data analytics concepts. Driving business value is key to getting promoted as an analyst, and the CAP will help you learn how to do just that. So I hope that studying for this test will be beneficial to your career. If you have any questions, or you just want to leave a note of encouragement for your fellow data practitioners, please write a comment on this video. I hope to see you around the CAP study group. Thanks, and good luck.